Send it to your worst critics, that friend that always tells you that you don't know what you're doing. Send it to them, get their feedback, and act on it, and then start. I mean, that's what I'm sorry. It's not maybe the answer you wanted to hear, but it's just you hear a lot. Oh, start before you're ready. Start before you're ready, but don't put it out there. Get friends to watch it and get their opinion and make it better.
Hi, welcome to Road to Revenue. I'm your host, Lee, and this is the podcast where we interview creators to understand the twists and the turns and the bumps in the road on their own personal road to revenue. Joining me today is the one and only Aliex Folgueira. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. Happy to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit what kind of content that it is that you make?
What I try to do is, there's a lot of people that want to get into kayaking and they don't know what kayak to get. So I try to get my hands on as many kayak possible in the market and give them an honest, fair review, put them through different tests and things like water demos, stability tests, and also I go fishing with them. And that will give them an idea of how that kayak works. Of course, there's 10 billion kayaks and 10 billion people out there, right? So everybody has their own taste, but at least I try to offer an honest assessment of how I see the kayak.
Yeah, a lot of products are really, really difficult to understand all the details, and I suppose what's right for the right individual. How did you start? What was it that prompted you to choose kayaks as a product that you want to review and share some knowledge on?
So the crazy part is that I'm from Cuba. I came here in the year 2000, and I thought that the only way you could fish was off a boat. So I didn't fish for like 13 years. And one time I brought my dad and his family, my brother, sister, and his wife over from Cuba, and we were everybody in a little tiny house. And I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to breathe, right? So I went to a tackle shop. I asked, where can I fish? I bought a fishing rod, and then I started fishing from the bank. And it doesn't matter how much I upgraded my equipment, I couldn't cast where I wanted to. I couldn't reach there. So I went to the internet, the forums, because back in the day, it wasn't, YouTube was there, but it wasn't as much content. I finally decided to get a kayak, and I bought the wrong one. And mainly because there wasn't that many information out there, right? So I decided to do it myself. It took me a while because I wanted to be a tech YouTuber too, but I finally, one of the videos testing the kayak on the water hit. It was a winner, so I doubled down on it. But that's basically the story. I couldn't find enough information for what I needed, so I decided to do it myself.
I love that. You totally scratched your own itch. It's brilliant. And I love how context is really, really, really super important, isn't it? Like to come from Cuba and to have that idea that, you could only fish on a boat, and then to be kind of driven in the best possible way by your family to have a little bit of time to yourself, pushing into that. It's incredible the number of coincidences there that all kind of played out to get you where you are now. So how long ago was that?
Well, that was 2013.
Wow. So that's you've obviously created a lot of content. Have you stuck with just kayaking, or have you branched out at all?
Well, a part of that journey was thinking, if you upload a video on YouTube, everybody's going to see it right away, right? We all have that idea. It has to be perfect. So it took me a while to actually start uploading. And when I finally did, I was trying to do tech videos and fishing videos, right? Not the original idea, right? Until that video hit many years later, 2016, and that's when it clicked.
Right, okay.
You should go back to your original idea. And it started there. But of course, I was still tinkering and being in multiple places at the same time. And come 2018, that's when brands started noticing me, and that's when I hyper-focused on what I do today. So it's kind of like a journey. It didn't happen overnight. It took a while. And that's how we got here. And now I have to adapt again because things are changing again.
Yeah, and so making that switch over to niching down, right? And that's the riches are in the niches, I think is the saying goes. Is like, how did you feel at that point when that penny dropped, when you realized that aha moment?
I thought that I was gonna be known for something, and I could use that to monetize it in a way. Like if they see you as an expert of something, you'll have an easier time getting products for that to review and also selling it because people see you as an expert, so they're gonna take your word on it. So
And so with that, like when you were reviewing the kayaks to begin with and the tech products, were you going out and buying those yourselves, or were you contacting brands? How was that working?
I think this is gonna help a lot of people that just start. Tech was just like a fun thing. It never worked because I'm not really great at video. I'm just myself. I go there and record my whatever happens, and I try to put it together in a really nice way that doesn't waste people's time. But I'm not a film person. I'm not one of those YouTubers. So the way it started is I with my own money I bought the kayaks that I wanted for myself, and then I made my videos. I will sell them later, probably at a loss, definitely at a loss, and buy a new one. I try to always get my hands on the newest kayak that got the most attention. By doing that, I was able to start buying kayaks from certain brands that they saw my videos and they reach out, hey, you want to review our kayaks? The first email I got, I was like, I had to read it like 10 times. Is he saying that he's going to send me a $2,200 kayak for free? Like, that caught me by surprise. I had to look at it several times. I even sent it to a friend and he said, dude, you're getting a kayak for free. I'm like, no, I still don't believe it. Because it's $2,200 and that was the first one. So I replied, yeah, man, you can send it. Here's my address. Few days later, hey, you got a kayak waiting for you. So I went and picked it up and I started making my videos on it. That initial thing allowed me to get known by other brands and allow me to get more products for the reviews. But that right there is difficult. You have to create a relationship with them, like. And the sad part is that a lot of the people that you start working with, they leave the companies, and you have to do it again and again. Today, there are some brands that is super easy to work with, that they send you the products for reviews. Others simply say no, like simply say no. So you have two choices: you go and borrow somebody, or you buy it yourself. That's but the way it started is me buying the product, me putting my money in, making the videos, get known by the brands, and they started working with me. Some of them.
And that's really that must have been. I mean, you said obviously you had to read it 10 times. You had to pass it to. That must have really set you back and really made you realize what you were doing was working.
Yes, made me realize that what I was doing was worth it to somebody. And I didn't have to be a superstar or have not even 5,000 subscribers because I only got like 3,000 at the time.
Wow, and that's an incredible. So at 3,000 subscribers, then get almost the same amount of subscribers as the value of the kayak, which is incredible. So from there, how quickly did you move on to another brand? How quickly was your next brand deal?
So for me, I'm not loyal to anybody. I'm loyal to myself. So in order to get a kayak is not like a phone. That company just mail you a phone. It's more difficult to get a kayak shipped to you because a lot of money. So what I had to do is just go to them, go to the dealers, go to demo days, talk to friends that may have one, and try to get my hands on it. And I had to also buy many of them. And it worked because, I put a lot of money into it at the beginning, and now we are profitable, right? So we're getting money out of it. Actually, when COVID happened, it changed everything. All of a sudden, I went from like making little money to making enough to be able to be comfortable and do the videos that I wanted to do without having to really think about it.
Wow, that's and that is one of the things that I've heard from quite a number of creators is that during the pandemic, watch time went absolutely through the roof. People were spending loads more time online, and that was this really big uplift. So prior to that, were you doing this as a side gig, or where are you up to now with it? Is it your sole source of income? Is it your main source? How does that all work out now?
It's always been a second source of income, but that second source of income often is more than my day job. I have a family. I got my wife, two kids. She stays at home, so I have to have my normal full time job, which I do from my house, and and then I have the YouTube. Sorry, this alarm went up. My bad. Let me turn it off. That's my wake up alarm.
Well, I did. I appreciate you joining us so early in the morning.
um, so the where was I?
So yeah, so it's not a side hustle, right? Like, so it's something you do in addition to another job, but it sounds way bigger than a quote unquote side hustle.
Right, it's not a side hustle because I put a lot of hours into it, and often it pays more than their day job. So it's like, some people have three businesses, four businesses, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it has ups and downs. Like right now is the off season. We're kind of getting into the season, but the problem we're facing now is that too many people bought too many kayaks and they're trying to get rid of it.
Right.
So that creates less people wanting to watch videos, less people wanting to buy the product you're selling. So that's where I am right now, where I was saying that I'm gonna have to readjust again. Maybe spread a little to bigger boats, not just
Right.
kayaks.
Yeah,
And
because
I always
I have seen some of your videos. You're not just reviewing kayaks, are you? You do have other equipment and other watercraft, haven't you?
Yes. So I from the beginning I was didn't want to limit my. I'm concentrated on kayaking. That's the main thing. That's what people know me for. But I didn't just want to limit myself to that. I wanted to also throw in any boats, any because the main idea is fishing, right? It doesn't matter how you get on the water, as long as you get on the water. So I always threw in slightly bigger plastic boats. I even covered $1 million boats. I even got on diesel engines because it's new and I thought it was cool. So I always had that. But it's like when it happens, right? Oh, hey, new boat, go cover, right? Go to a trade show, cover that. But like what I want to do this year is expand more into that on purpose. Like go buy a $500 jumbo and turn it into a nice fishing boat and maybe sell it, get something else. We're also getting a slightly bigger plastic boat and gonna do a series on that. See, like I need to spend. I can't just stay on the kayaking niche 100% because it's in a really big downturn. And fishing in general is, but at least there's more people that are looking to buy a boat than there are looking to buy a kayak. And if I do it right, I don't think it's gonna affect me. Like my kayak people often have boats, like they have both, or they go back and forth. So it's not. It's I don't. It's not like you have a vegan channel and now you're doing a steak channel. It's not that. It's the same family. It's just slightly bigger boats.
Yeah, and I love that, and I think it's interesting that you said the one common factor is fishing, and it doesn't matter how you get on the water, as long as you get on the water, and I certainly have friends who have boats, and you're right, there's very few of them who only have one boat and one way to get on the water. So I can absolutely see that. So are you thinking like a build series?
Yes, I'm thinking of one of those. Like, let's say you go to Facebook Marketplace, you buy a kayak or see, buy, buy a little boat and build it up and kind of tell that journey. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube like that, and they have gotten a lot of exposures and things. And then what that would allow me to do is to also sell the affiliates products that I work with, batteries, fishing gear, accessories. Because accessories right now is one of the things that people are buying because they don't want to buy a new boat because either they don't have the money or they already have it, right? So what they're gonna do? Buy accessories to make it better. And I know we didn't touch anything on your the main reason we're here, right? Your uh, Geniuslink, right? Um, with your company, it's super easy to set that up and monitor what's working. And what I really like about your service is that if for some reason a product goes out of stock or that store no longer sells it, I could I could easily switch the link to something else without having to go to my description. So it's amazing. That's why I use it, and it's yeah, it's like it saves me a lot of times. Probably made me a lot of money. And this alarm again, my God.
Well, no, thank you for those like those kind words. We really appreciate you talking about Genius Link like that, and it's certainly as we see it, it's very much our intention to help take some of the work out of the huge amount of work that it takes to be a creator. So if we can do that one little bit, then we're really happy at our end. And if we can, while we're doing that, take some of the work and increase the revenue, then that's absolutely brilliant. So let's talk a little bit around the revenue, and what are your revenue streams at the moment for your channel?
Okay, so if you're doing this for a long time, you know that everything changes. It used to be that maybe this store would sell a lot of your products. It was an easy sale, but then they go out of business. Then you have to switch it up. Amazon, everybody's on Amazon. It's just, my God, it's like a jungle. So what I try to do is find companies that I really like and promote the heck out of them on pretty much every single video. That's what I do. So I mainly have one motor company, one battery company that I work with. At the moment, I'm trying to work with a kayak company, the new one, because they sell directly. I want to get into their affiliate program, which not many people have. It's probably like 3 people that have it, and really work with them because I think it's gonna be an easier sale, and definitely gonna put a Geniuslink on that. So that's basically what I have right now. I have YouTube AdSense. I work closely with 2 companies, and then I have Amazon. And Genius makes it really easy to add Amazon link to like multiple products on Amazon to your links. Like it does it itself, right? You don't even have to do anything. You just put in the link.
How did you discover Geniuslink then? I'm curious.
Oh my God, you're gonna kill me, but I don't remember his name. But he's one of the founders.
Could it be Jesse?
I think it's Jesse. Jesse was looking to buy a new kayak, a Hobie Outback, and he found my videos, and he said he watched a bunch of them, and then he said, "Hey, we got this. It may help you." I go, "I don't know anything about anything. Can you teach me how?" He got on a call with me for like, I think it was like at least 30 minutes. He showed me the whole thing. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. So since that moment, I have it. It's been, I don't know, 4 years. 29, probably longer. No way, 2019. So it's been like over 5 years, maybe 6. I can't remember exactly, but it's been a long time.
That's brilliant. No, I love that. And a lot of times that people discover Geniuslink through someone else, and they don't necessarily discover it themselves, but actually there's not just straight from us, but actually from other people in the industry. So let's talk a little bit about going back to your content. Now, you produce, and you described you not being very good at. I actually think your videos are amazing, and I think you're great on camera and you're great at filming. What I get, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but the authenticity, that genuine review, that honest feedback, that's what I get from your videos. Would that be fair to say?
That's what I try to do. I get asked through everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, in person, "Hey, what do you really think about this guy? Tell me your honest opinion about it." I go, "Do you watch the video? Because that is it." And I'm gonna make anything up. And the main reason is because, first of all, it sucks to lie, right? But even if you were a professional lying, it's impossible to tell the same story to different people over different platforms. Like, extremely difficult. You have to be a calm artist, right? And not one of those. So the solution is tell the truth. That's the easiest. That's the best thing you can do. And of course, the truth depends on how you see things, right? Your angle, your stuff. I mean, there's a kayak that I flipped testing it so easy, right? And I'm getting so much hate for it because it has a huge fan base, and I'm just getting attacked. They're like, "You making this up? It's because this other company pay you." No, dude, it happened. That's how it happened. I was hoping that it would like would have been harder to flip, but it wasn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is what it is. Hate me all you want.
And do you think that honesty is what's
Oh my god,
gonna
everything is going off.
you're a man in demand. Everyone wants you.
This, wait, let me turn this off. Oh my god, I'm sorry. And you know, maybe this is a good thing to live in the videos because this happens all the time. You know, when you're about to press record, everything happens. It's crazy. For example, I'm outside, right? It's been 10 minutes, nothing has happened. I'm getting my thoughts together. I press record. Hey guys, music, everything. Is it just me? Or does it happen to everybody?
I think there's something that is it's like creator coincidence. I think that's absolutely, it's almost like a magnet for noise and a magnet for people walking in the background and all sorts. I think there must be some sort of energy that the minute you hit that record button, it starts attracting things. I think that's definitely what happens. But like you say, that's what makes it genuine, isn't it? Right? Like
Yeah.
that's the how much of editing then? How much do you edit your videos? You said making them easy for people and not wasting people's time, making that really efficient. How much of a focus on your editing do you do?
So what I try to do, and it also depends on the videos and what you're trying to put out there, right? But if I'm gonna do a hero video, for example, or just a normal video, I try to edit all the ums and ahs. Sometimes I even try to edit this so, so this, so that out, because the last thing you want is and the you knows is you click on a video, and it just happened to me the other day. This is a professional angler. This is a person who's on TV. He fishes for a living. He has a editor, camera person following him. He's mic'd up, lights perfect, everything is perfect, and all you hear in his video, and I got pissed. Is I got this thing from this company, and they're so good, and this is actually a battery harness, and it's it's really, look at the color. I mean, seriously, right? So I tried to take all that out and remove it because it's just wasting people's time. And yeah, it's not gonna be the flashy edit. It's not gonna be perfect audio. I'm outdoors, right?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the best angle sometimes because the camera twisted. And what am I gonna do? But at least it's not gonna waste your time. Sometimes I do like one takes because it's fun, and even that I try to record it multiple times. It's not just the first one. I'm not there. I'm saying now too much. Sorry.
You've wished it upon yourself. So that the minimal editing, that almost raw footage. Do you think that's one of the big pieces that attracts people to you?
Yeah, I think people want to see real stuff. There is fishing shows out there that they edit everything, they put it together, they make it like a movie. And on YouTube, that doesn't quite work. People rather see that it's real. Like the camera's a little shaky. You could hear the wind. Not too crazy. You can see that it's just one person trying to make it work because they want to feel like it's them doing it. And so I think that works. I mean, again, if we're outdoors people, like we know it's rough out there. We know that there's mosquitoes and there's a bunch of stuff. And I think it's if you show them how it really is, they're gonna feel more like they're in it, like it's part of them. So they're gonna enjoy it more.
And so, what's one of those videos that you, because we've talked about accidents happening, right? Accidents happening, sound happening when you don't want it to, and maybe music going off in the background. What's one of the funniest times you were recording, and what happened that maybe caught you off guard and that you weren't expecting?
You know what caught me off guard? This question. I can think of. I mean, because funny would be like if something bad happens and I laugh about it, right? Because but when something bad happens, I don't know, like I get pissed inside, but you don't notice it. um, the other day I was like flipping a kayak and I get comments, hey, you need to do it real life. Get the boat full of gear, have everything, and go flip the kayak because we want a real test, right? I go like, it wouldn't change anything. Like me loading up the boat is not gonna change anything. If anything, it's gonna make it a little harder to flip, which is that's what you want. So I go out there, following my audience, and well, some of them, the ones I spoke out, right? And then the first thing that happened is when I'm trying to flip a kayak, is my $200 rod just fell in the water. Never saw it again.
Oh.
You think I would have learned my lesson? I go, well, let me get closer to the bank. If I flip over and do something else, I'll find it. Next thing I know, I flip the kayak and my $350 battery falls in the water. I couldn't see it, I couldn't get it. It was cold. I wasn't gonna go swimming. There are alligators around there. I don't know. I went home. I had to leave. Went back the next day. I found the battery, but it was dead. But like, it, I mean, it's tragedy, but it's also funny. And the funny part is that I knew it was gonna happen, yet I did it, right?
Yeah.
And then you get the comments, oh, you should have known better. You should have like locked down the rod and locked down the battery. You go like, you think I didn't think of all that? But at the moment, that was the last thing in my mind. I had like five cameras going on, right? I wanted to flip the kayak exactly in front of one of those cameras because then I would have to do it again or get home and then, oh, I don't have the footage. I don't have the shot, right? And then my kid, I have a 2-year-old, he was running around and my wife was trying to get him. So all that going on, you think I would remember to lock down the rod? No. So, I mean, I did it a few times, but then I took it out a few times. The last time I didn't lock it down. It's like, it's impossible to have everything. But I mean, you could see that that was a funny moment, but it also tragical, like
Yeah.
that video right there cost me more money than what it's gonna make.
Yeah. So I mean, and how obviously that came from suggestions from your audience. How do you balance working some of the suggestions in and trying to kind of pick and choose which ones that you want to incorporate, and but keeping that connection? How do you keep that balance with your audience?
Uh, that is a very difficult thing to do because, like I was making reference to earlier, it's only a few people who speak out, and a lot of what they say may not be what most of them are thinking. I One of the reasons why I'm not huge, I think, is because I do the videos that I want to make, and I do them for somebody like me first, not me for me, because I'm not an artist, but I'm doing it for somebody like me. Somebody who likes to go fishing there for fun, want to buy a new kayak, likes gear, things like that. And that's how I do them. When I get input from the audience, like the other day, I go like, things are slow right now, and I'm like, what video will you watch? What do you want me to do, right? So I asked them, and they gave me some really good ideas that I already thought of, but kind of forgot. It kind of like triggered because one said, "Oh, why don't you go bass fishing?" I go, wait, bass fishing do not get views on my channel, but what if I go bass fishing on my little plastic boat, which is super popular in the middle of Alligator Alley, which is a known location, and there's 10,000 different species, and then I bring a friend with me, and maybe we find an alligator, and sort of like clickbait the alligator in the thumbnail. Oh, now we have a plan, right?
Yeah.
So asking them gives me idea. It triggers something.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they're gonna give me the best idea ever, but at least it's a start that allows me to think of a really good idea. Now I just need to go and make that video. I think that video is gonna do well, even on my channel.
I mean, it does. It sounds kind of terrifying. I'll be honest with you.
Exactly, but like if it's a normal video catching 3 bass, even if it's a 10-pounder, you're like, who cares? I see that every day. But I think the area where we're gonna be, there's definitely alligators. I'm definitely gonna be able to capture some of them on camera, maybe even close to the boat. Who knows, right? So I could kind of incorporate that story, and I could keep bringing it up because every time you put your hands on the water, you don't know what is there. It adds to it. I mean, you kind of like in a gray area, right? But it makes for a good story, and it's true. The alligator's there. Maybe there's another one there that you didn't see. We all know that. Because if you see them, they already saw you first.
Yeah. That was a really good example of an idea that you've thought out, that you've got a really good plan for. Is that part of all of your videos? Or you mentioned 5 cameras on a shoot earlier. There seems to be a lot of planning that you're putting into.
It's more like a system. So over time, I started with maybe 1 camera, maybe 2, and then I started noticing, oh, if I do this way, it's better. I get better audio. So it kind of like it started from nothing and being developed, and I have some sort of a system where I don't really have to think about it. Mm-hmm. I just go because I know what I'm gonna do. For the kayak flipping videos, I want to have as many cameras as possible because some of the audio on the cameras, they're gonna get wet. It's gonna go bad. I won't be able to flip the kayak exactly in front of this camera, so I need another one looking a different way. So at least one of them is gonna capture it when it happens. So I need to have that. If I'm just doing like a water demo, I could really do it with just 2 cameras, like one on me and one looking at me. There's a little lake by the house, and that's what I'm using a lot lately. My wife is going with the big camera, this one, and it's on a tripod, and it's the perfect thing because it looks amazing, and she could zoom in, and she's the one handling the camera, and all I have to worry about is the camera in front of me and this one. She'll do the rest, except when my 2-year-old is just running around. But like all those things are like just like walking. You know, when you do it so often for so long, it's just you don't even think about it. You just do it. So
have you written it down, or is it all in your mind?
It's here. I maybe wrote it down back in the day, but like actually I did. I actually sketched it out. Like I draw a kayak and I'm like, where would you put a camera? What do you do if you are also filming from a tripod? Like, where are you gonna put that camera? And I also have tried the 360 cameras and things like that, because the 360 is around, so you can flip the kayak all over the place. Yeah. But the problem is the editing. It takes forever just to make that footage useful, and then it looks ugly, right? And I go, I don't have the time. I don't like the output. I'm not doing it anymore. So I kind of scrapped that.
So 360 is not your favorite, but what is a piece of equipment or gear that you've got that you use that is absolutely your favorite?
Everybody loves to hate on GoPros, but I think they're the best. And it's simple. Really good footage. The audio, when I put it close to me, is good enough. I don't have to mic myself. The GoPro is, it's a lot of money, but to me, it's not it's not $7,000, right? So I'm able to glue things to it. I'm able to just throw it, like just treat it like a tool. I have a few here. You see, I put I don't know if you can see it, but I put like little things to stop the wind. They're just amazing. They work. They haven't broken. I have put this one through hell. Everything you put it on is on focus. A lot of times, this $7,000 thing is a problem because it jumps, right? Or it focuses on the wrong thing. This, where you put it, it's like your cell phone. You're getting it. Like, this is the best thing. The only major problem they have is they suck in low light. Really suck. Like horrible. This amazing. But if you have to choose, I go for this because I'm terrified to take this out there. $7,000. Something happens. I'm on the water all the time. It doesn't go with me on the water. Only when it's like a super special filming occasion, it goes. But I'm terrified of touching it because I'm clumsy. Like.
So, all that equipment, what did you start with?
I started with, oh my god, I remember HTC little camera. Um, it was ahead of its time. I went to Home Depot, got a little um, water pipe, and turned it into a little monopod. Put it on the kayak, and I recorded my first video ever with that. Then I bought a GoPro, the little tiny one, the Session. It's like this size, and that's what I started using then. And then I upgraded to GoPro Hero 4 Silver, I think it was. And then I got the 5, and then I hated the 6. And then when the 7 is one of the best ever, and now we're 12. I mean, the 12 is really good. Like, and this right here has the 360 max length, which makes you fatter, maybe uglier, but at least it captures all of you. So I like to stand a lot on a kayak, and I like to show that. With that, it's close to me, but yet captures everything. I use it all the time. I mean, the shortcoming is, again, makes you fatter and uglier, but, I'm already married, so who cares?
So for people starting out then, right, who are just very much beginning their beginning journey of their being a creator and starting their road to revenue, what advice would you have for them?
Okay, I really want to say this. Not everybody could be an influencer. It's very difficult. You're gonna have to put a lot of money into it. If you're gonna do it, make sure that you have something to share, something good. That at least you're better than somebody else. If you love kayaking and you're far better kayaker than me, and you have more knowledge, you have something to say. Go ahead and do it, right? But please don't start with a video full of and buts, and don't waste people's time. It just makes me mad. I'm sorry, but there's just too much noise out there. So you need to start with something that is going to help someone, that you're going to provide value. There's so many resources online, on YouTube, everywhere, that you could literally, your first video could be really, really good. And I'm not talking about flashy, super high def, beautiful shots. I'm talking about just a simple, honest video that actually helps someone. And so I started there, learn how to do that video, put the video together, send it to your worst critics, that friend that always tells you that you don't know what you're doing. Send it to them, get their feedback, and act on it, and then start. I mean, that's what I'm sorry, it's not maybe the answer you wanted to hear, but it's just sad. Like, so many people trying to do this thing, and they don't know what they're getting into. You hear a lot, oh, start before you're ready. No, just maybe do start before you're ready, but don't put it out there. Get friends to watch it and get their opinion and make it better. And when you have something that you're proud of, not that it has to be the best thing ever, then you put it out there, because you're just gonna be noise.
So do you think it's noisier now, significantly noisier now than when you started?
Yes, because all you need is a phone, right? Your phone is a high definition 4K camera, one of the best camera ever. The audio is amazing. You got all the tools in your pocket. Anybody could do it. You could like literally do 10,000 shorts right now. And if you get one of those AI programs, you could do a long short, and then you could tell it to do like 7,000 different shorts and put it out there overnight. You don't have to do much. But the problem is that it's too much crap out there. And if you do that, I mean, I'm not trying to stop you or anything. Do it, right? But the problem, if you do content like that, It's not gonna work. People are not gonna watch it, and then you're gonna get pissed and you're gonna stop. So I'm trying to save you all that trouble. You know. Yeah.
So important to get the repetitions in, get the feedback, and then adapt based on that feedback.
Right. And then when you have something good, when people actually click on it and watch it, they go, "Oh my God, this is nice. Where does this person came from? Do you have more videos? Let me go check your profile. Oh, you got 5 more videos. Oh my God, they're all the same. I'm subscribing. I'm gonna tell my friend, fresh new person who just look. They have it. The delivery is amazing. All this stuff, you know. I mean, the camera needs a little work, but who cares about that? Like the viewers don't really care about the camera angle or the slow motion or the 4K. They care about the content. But if your first 5 videos are like, "Hey guys, just woke up today. I'm not gonna go do this, but I'm gonna show you this. Look what I got." Why would I want to watch that?
You started off with tech and then realized that wasn't your niche. Had the kayak video that one blew up, which was fantastic. When you were getting those reps in, was there any bad advice that you followed that you wish you'd have actually corrected earlier on?
I probably, I mean, if we're honest, the bad advice was my own. Like, why did I do tech videos?
Right.
My production would have to be off the charts. Like, I didn't know how to do any of that. And I was thinking, oh, yeah, maybe there's a person who likes you and they're going to watch it for you. No. Again, don't waste people's time. So I should have never done like the tech videos, right? Maybe I would have done it for myself, but not put it out there. Just to see if I'm good at it or not. I was doing a lot of fishing videos that didn't work either. So when the kayak video hit, which was the original point of doing all this stuff, is when it clicked. Like it took me back to that, and that's what I focus on. There's so much bad advice about YouTube out there. There's so many people that call themselves experts that really aren't. Some of them don't even have a good channel that produces that get views. They may have a lot of subscribers, but they may not get the views. So watch out who you listen to. I mean, you gotta go on that journey yourself. Something else that I like to say that not many people agree with is that it takes a little bit of luck, and you do have to position yourself to get lucky. You do have to put in the work, but it does take a little bit of help from God, I would say, you know. People like to throw that word out there, serendipity. And if you look at the definition of that, it's pretty much getting lucky. But you do have to put yourself out there, you know. You do have to put in the reps, do the work. Go reach out to that company. Go to that event where that company may be, so maybe you speak with them. And maybe you get lucky and you do, and you get a brand deal, right? But you gotta go and you gotta do the work.
You know what? I think that's absolutely incredible advice, right? The no one gets lucky without putting themselves in the position to be lucky. So I think that's absolutely rock solid advice, and I think it's really an honest view that there are some really good channels out there, some really good content creators that for one reason or another haven't made it yet, haven't had that one video that's blown up that's allowed them to continue and expand. So no, I really appreciate that. Looking forward then over the next 12 months, what is it that you're looking forward to?
My goal was always making this business big enough to support the whole family. That's always the goal. It could support me by myself, right? But then I have my wife staying at home with the babies. I don't want her to go back to the workforce, right? Mm-hmm. So that is the goal to 3x it basically, right? Like I was making reference to, kayaking is very slow, so I'm trying to expand more into focus more on the boats and stuff like that. But the other thing that I noticed, and this is where your company comes in, I get a lot of views already. I could be monetizing those views way better. So I do want to work on finding something that is a good product that helps them and they want to buy. I don't want to make my own product. Again, there's too many things out there already. I just want to find something that is an easy sell and something that they need and they want. And I had those over time, but some stores go out of business. Things happen, and you lose that connection. But I wanna. That's what I wanna work on, and it's gonna be a lot of work.
And I
But
think
I'm
the other thing
working
that
on
you
it.
said as well is like that you would have to believe in it, right?
Yeah, you have to believe on it. You have to. It has to work,
Hmm.
and people have to share the same beliefs.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to find something that you like that they like, and also at a good price that they're willing to buy it. So, and I have some of those products, like I mentioned. I work with two companies that have that, but it's like everybody that follow me already bought them, right? So I need to give them something else. So that's what I'm trying to focus on this year.
Oh, that sounds really exciting because you have hundreds of thousands of products that you could look at and you could consider. So it sounds like it's going to be a really interesting journey.
It will be, and I think we're gonna pull through, and hopefully one day achieve my dream of this entity providing everything we need as a goal. So
Do you know what? I absolutely have every faith that you will. You've done absolutely incredible building your channel to where it is today. And I'm only looking forward to seeing it grow even more. You have been an incredible guest. You've been very gracious with your time. Is there one last piece of advice you'd like to share with our audience?
hmm. um, to I mean, it may sound cheesy, but just do it, right? Don't put it for tomorrow. Start today. And then this goes to everything. A great video idea. Starting that channel. Uh, Remember what I said. Don't put crap out there. Start right. Maybe going on that vacation trip, fishing trip you want to do, but you always put it back for whatever reason. The problem is you may have the best idea ever. Let's say a video, and you don't start working on it right away. It's gonna be replaced by another idea, and then another idea, and you're never gonna do it. You're never gonna visit that restaurant with that person that you wanted to visit. It's You're never gonna go to that trip of a lifetime because you put it out for later,
Mm.
right? It doesn't mean that you have to do it today. It means you start working towards it. You write it down, um, and you see it every day, and you act on it, and you move towards that. Start the work today on whatever idea you have, and if not, you're just not gonna do it.
I love that. It's really, really brilliant, sensible advice, and definitely makes a lot of sense. Go and do it, but don't put crap out there. But go and do it. So, where's the best place for our audience to find you after here, Aliex?
You can find me on my channel. It's my name, Aliex Folgueira. Only go there if you like kayaking and fishing, because otherwise it's not gonna be fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more and watching how the channel progresses because that's going to sound really interesting and really exciting. You've been an incredible guest. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, maybe we'll do another part two when we go full time, right? So
That would be brilliant. I'd love to go and revisit and find out those products that you've nailed down, understand how those build outs have gone. That'd be brilliant. Let's get that in.